Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Ms. Fall.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. McLean. Good morning, everyone in courtroom two.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Officer Norris.
Yeah, I think we just throw it under there. I'll get it. Well, more like if you need to sit on the you know that's what they are, right? Exactly right. My father. Your Honor, whenever you're ready, this is position number 2, Mr. Dixon.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Dixon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Dixon. Let's see. What are we going to do with Mr. Dixon this morning, Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Dixon is going to be a bond request, not guilty plea, Your Honor.
Okay. Does he need to be arraigned?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Mr. Dixon, can you?
Plead not guilty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can place your hand down. Mr. Dixon, you've been charged in case 23 CR 006549J with willful obstruction of law enforcement officers and battery. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead, Mr. Dixon? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. What is the current bond?
Your Honor, the current bond is $1,000.
Is that 500 for each charge?
I believe it is, yes.
Okay, Ms. Roberts, good morning. Is there a history?
Good morning. Can you tell me who we're on? I stepped away to go print the calendar.
Position number 2, Mr. Dixon.
Okay.
Very right.
Give me 1 second, Judge. I'm not seeing his GCIC.
While you're doing that, Ms. Roberts, good morning, Mr. Pierre Thomas. Can you tell me the facts?
Good morning, Your Honor. Your Honor, the facts of the case is that on October 20th, 2023, the officer requested assistance, an officer requested assistance at Peachtree and Baker regarding 2 people fighting in the street. The officer observed defendant the defendant with a pipe in his possession and commanded him to put it down, put the pipe down, and lay on the ground with his stomach down and his hands out like an airplane. The defendant did not listen to the officer's verbal commands and continued to walk towards the other officer until the officer commanded him to put the pipe down and get on the ground a second time. While detained, the defendant advised that he was fighting with the victim because he took some money from him and he was confronting him in regards to the incident. The victim advised that he was sleeping under a statue near Baker Street when suddenly he was awoken up and harassed by the defendant. The victim stated that he tried to avoid the defendant by walking away, but the defendant continued to walk towards him towards him aggressively. The victim also stated that the defendant brandished a knife, but put the knife back in his pocket. The victim stated that he picked up a brick and started swinging the brick towards the defendant in a defensive manner. The victim stated that the defendant was swinging the pipe at him and had struck him on the left side of his body, hitting his ribs and striking his back. The officer asked the victim if he wanted to press charges regarding the defendant hitting him with the pipe, and the victim replied yes. I don't know if pretrial has the recitation of the history, but according to our history, he has 19 cycles. Looks like a 2007 battery conviction out of Clayton, 2012. Forgery in the first out of Walker, 2012 forgery in the fourth out of Henry, 2019 criminal trespass out of Fulton. He has a disorderly conduct conviction, which was essentially an aggravated assault against a law enforcement officer, but which was no process on that indictment as well. That looks like March 26, 2023. That year, he was commuted to time served, 12 months. But the state's request is that the bond remain the same. And if at this time we could sound for the victim, looks like Mr. Strickland, Scottie, Strickland, traditional spelling, Scottie, Scottie, in accordance with Marcy's law. That'd be greatly appreciated, Your Honor. And also the incident location is 265 Peachtree Street, which is the Hyatt Hotel.
If Mr. Strickland is present and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Doesn't appear so. Did he pretty much get it, Ms. Roberts, as far as the history?
Nothing to add. I show everything that the state showed, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Ms. Adams?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Dixon, is a 37-year-old man. He's got a 12th grade education. He has, employment history doing industrial type work such as plumbing, flooring, and things of that nature. With regards to the incident, something did in fact occur. However, the rendition of facts provided by the affidavit and the state, they're not accurate, Your Honor, and that's the reason why Mr. Dixon is maintaining his not guilty plea. In addition to that, he is residentially challenged. We are going to have a social worker come to talk to him about, hopefully trying to find some sort of housing. But because he's residentially challenged, the $1,000 bond is as good as no bond. Okay? And as a result of that, we are requesting a signature bond. And for the record, Your Honor, our social worker is present in the courtroom right now, so he will be able to speak for them.
Ms. Adams, I will convert the bond given what the recommendation is and how long he's been in. $1,000 signature bond through the jail on each count makes for a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. No further contact with Scottie Strickland. Stay away from the Hyatt Hotel on Peachtree Street. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. A social worker visit to assist Mr. Dixon with housing. So, are you listening to me? I can't have you all doing two things at one time while I'm trying to talk to you all. So let me know when you're ready for me to continue.
I'm ready to continue.
Okay, thank you. social worker visit to assist with housing. Mr. Dixon, I'm going to let you out, but if you don't come back to your next court date, then they're going to put a warrant out for you, okay? So make sure that, I hope that you can work with the social worker so that maybe you can get some housing and we can make sure that you get notice so that you don't have a warrant put out for you, okay?
I'm done.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Dixon.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Can we do the probation calendar real quick?
Okay,
Position 3 and 4, Mr. Johnson.
all right. Good morning, Mr. Johnson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Sir.
Thank you. Good morning, Officer Harris. How are you today?
Good morning, Your Honor. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. You can proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Johnson was sentenced to probation on June the 13th of this year to 12 months to complete the 24-week domestic violence classes. As of today, Mr. Johnson has not reported to our office or started any classes. He has roughly 8 months, 27 days remaining. Probation recommendation is to continue him on probation and to enroll into the classes within 30 days upon his release.
Yes, Mr. McLean.
Yes, Your Honor. That is what we expected to hear, and he would like to go along with that.
What's the issue?
You should tell the court sincerely, just open up, tell the court why you didn't make it.
What?
Okay, I was supposed to report it June 13, but I was still in Fulton County dealing with a situation where I had to wait to see if they was gonna release me on the day I got indicted. The day I was not indicted, they gave me a bond, which was the end of June 23rd, and I was released to go to Clayton County. I had a hold in Clayton County and I had to go to Clayton County and sit there. So as I was in Clayton County, I sat there. I got out. I got out again.
What day?
The day I got out of Clayton County, which was June 28th. I called, I didn't have no sense of direction of where I was supposed to report because I'm not from Atlanta. I'm not from Atlanta, Georgia. My mother stay up here, my sisters and them, and I don't really have nobody else. And I just had a child last month, September 7th, a baby boy. And I just had a lot going on or whatever. And, you know, I take full blame or whatever that I could have did more research and to try to reach out to go see my probation officer or whatever. But it was just a lot going on at the time. And, you know.
I think you answered the good.
Okay, so Mr. Johnson, you know that at some point in time you were gonna have to come to reckoning. You know what I mean? And I would, you know, so if something like that were hanging over my head and I had a new child and you know I knew that at any point in time somebody was gonna pick me up and cart me off to jail, you know, that would weigh heavy on me. So you know, I don't, that might even be worse than just turning yourself in, waiting for somebody to, you know, pick you up at any point in time. And also, Mr. Johnson, if you work with people, you know, kind of, if you try to get in touch, you could have called the clerk's office, you could have done, you know, a number of things. And if you try to work with people, they'll try to work with you, you know, but if you just go missing and we have to pick you up and then bring you in, and then you're sitting right back where you started. So I'm going to give you the opportunity, but follow through this time, okay? And if you don't, and if I have to see you again, then there's going to be a different recommendation, and I don't want you to be sitting in jail, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I encourage you to go ahead and get this done so you can get this behind you so you can take care of your family.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Johnson. I will take the probation's recommendation and reinstate the probation. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. If I might, while we're in between cases, I'd like to change an announcement on number, I believe it's 1011. Instead of a not guilty today, actually, I'd like to simply reset it a week because if the felony lawyer with whom I will consult okays it, it will be a plea next week.
Okay, so Charity Jones, position 10 and position 11, you would like to reset for 1 week, which I believe will be the 7th, 8th, 9th, 11/9.
Right. I anticipate a negotiated plea, but I have to check with somebody and get a thumbs up.
Okay, that's fine with the court. I take it that the state has no objection.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, all right.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Your Honor, Ms. Charity Jones is here. You can explain to her what's going
Oh,
on.
okay,
I
thank you.
already explained in advance the two options. She understands.
Okay, we'll see you back next week, Miss Jones, okay? All right, good luck to you, man. We'll see you.
Your
Who do
Honor,
we
this
have
is,
next?
probation calendar 7 and 8, Mr. Smiley, 7 and 8 probation.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Smiley. I'm Judge
Morning.
Eric Morrow. Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
Good morning, sir. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Let's see, Officer Harris.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Smiley was sentenced back on July the 27th of last year. He had a prior revocation with Judge Williams back on September the 11th, where she waived his community service and he still had to do the victim impact panel, the risk reduction, and the drug and alcohol evaluation and pay the fine of $1,285. Since that compliance hearing, Mr. Smiley still has not reported to our office. He had a prior hearing with Judge Etline that he did not report to on October the 10th of this year. And that's why a warrant was issued. He has 32 days remaining on probation, and our recommendation is to revoke that remaining balance.
Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, he is apologetic, and he understands he's sort of grateful he only has 32 days left. He's thrown himself on the mercy of the court. He's not offering an excuse to the court. He just simply is saying that if there's anything less than 32 that would be possible, that would be wonderful, but he understands why he's here.
If he'd done something, if he hadn't been before the court on 2 other occasions, if he'd done anything to since the last revocation hearing, then you might have a leg to stand on, Mr. McLean. But since he's not done anything, I'm going to have him get this behind him by revoking the balance, the 32 days. Once he's done, he'll be done. Good luck to you, Mr. Smiley.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good to see you again.
All right.
All right. You're done.
Who are we taking next?
The probation calendar, Your Honor, Ms. Position 5 and 6. Rogers. On
Yes,
the
good
probation.
morning. Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Rogers. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Yeah, do you need something, Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, is Ms. Rogers, is it, where is, which ACDC? Or
Yes.
Okay. Is this client, Maureen McLeod's client?
It appears that it is. Is Miss McLeod's not on the line, apparently. So Ms. Rogers, your lawyer's not with us right now, so we'll have to go to someone else until she joins us. Let's see. Can we give Ms. McLeod a call and see if if and when she's going to join us this morning? Ms. Grace or Ms. Champion?
Yes, Judge, I spoke with her earlier. She has 2 cases in Superior Court and another matter. She said she's very aware of this session as well. She's going to try to join us. It may be later, but she's definitely going to try to join us. She has the link and everything.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Grace.
You're welcome.
Who do we have next?
Position 12, Jordan, Kenyana Jordan.
This is going to be a plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Jordan. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? You have to speak up a bit for me, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, Ms. Jordan? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, Ms. Falk.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation on this case is 12 months probation, serve 30 days in jail, credit for time served 14 days. That's from October 20th of 2023. Balance probated. We're also requesting no further contact with Sharonia Raff. Stay away from 1674 Audrey Place Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia, 12-week anger awareness, and we're asking that restitution remain open for 30 days. We did have an opportunity to speak with Ms. Raff. She did indicate that she desired to have the defendant spend more time in jail, and she is going to get those items together for the damage to her car window, house window, and mailbox and trash can. And so we are asking that restitution be held open for 30 days to allow her time to submit that information. We would also like to sound for Mrs. Raff.
And the contemplation was that this was not going to be a time served plea?
My apologies, Your Honor. At this point, I believe it would be time served. That was not the state's intent. So it would be a time served plea with 12 months remaining on probation.
Okay, so is it 14 days that she served? Well, my calendar says 12 months to serve, 30 days credit for time served, 14 days, which would put it at 28 days.
I understand completely. Let me just take a look at the date. But I do want to point out this is a negotiated plea. I would also ask that the defense stipulate to the venue ID and factual basis.
Okay, so while you check with that, Ms. Falk, if Ms. Raff is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Raff. Can you raise your right, if you'd like to address me, raise your right hand for me. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
Yes, sir. During the time that this lady was free, she created chaos everywhere she went, making terroristic threats. I mean, upon my at the time minor children, and just threatening to burn down my house. She carried on awful with no reasons from me. She came into my home, went through my mail, went downtown and told lies that was threatening my way of living. And I just feel like she has done a lot of things that haven't even came up yet because of COVID, and the system is so slow, not just with me, with other members of my family. And I'm talking about this stuff was very traumatizing to my children at the time. And it was no cause for it. I even went so far as to go to her mother's house and talk with her mother about her. And she said things about her own child that was just unreal. And the young lady has 2 small children of her own. And I just believe she needs to be taken off the street because she don't have no regards and no respect for nobody. She said some things to me that was just unreal. I'm 52 years old, and I've never did anything to this young lady to offend her, none of that. I was, when I first met her, I was pleasant to her. And for her to come back and retaliate and do the things that she did, she needs to spend more time behind bars.
Ms. Raff, who is Ms. Jordan to you?
She's nothing to me. She was in a situationship with
I didn't hear you. You went on mute. She was in a relationship with
my son.
Okay, all right. So, as a condition of this probation, Ms. Raff, Ms. Jordan is not to have any contact with you or your family. No contact means no contact whatsoever. No personal contact, no phone contact, no email contact, no social media contact, no contact whatsoever. If she violates that condition, of her probation, then the probation will be revoked. So I just want you to know that that for the next 12 months at least, there will be some type of restraint on Ms. Jordan, which should alleviate some of your concerns, ma'am. We thank you for being here if you have nothing further.
Well, Your Honor, I would just like to strongly suggest that this young lady doesn't have any, when she's out and free, I mean, she don't care. She just really don't care. I mean, in public, around kids, at the park, just wherever she chose to show out, had people bring her to my home. She just doesn't care. She don't have no regards for people's privacy or respect, nothing, none of that. None of that.
Okay,
I mean,
well, if she doesn't respect you in the future, but she can not have any contact with you whatsoever. So that should alleviate you having anything, having her have anything to do with you. Okay, so so that is a restriction that we can move forward with. She will be on probation for the next 12 months. Of course, but let me finish up with Ms. Raff before I move on, okay? All right, anything further, Ms. Raff?
No, that's it.
Okay, we appreciate you being here this morning. Anything further, Ms. Falk?
Your Honor, we're going to leave the recommendation as it is. Ms. Raff is currently on a probation hold in in felony court, and so she is not going anywhere. I think her next date is the 17th, so she'll serve that time regardless.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Adams.
Yes, Your Honor. I was going to provide that same information that currently Ms. Jordan is currently on felony probation. She has a hearing coming up, I believe, next Friday. With regards to her probation, I know that because she hasn't had that hearing yet, but if she could, she would like to have her probations merged. Additionally, Judge, I did want to bring it to the court's attention with regards to the restitution. This incident allegedly occurred on August 21st, 2022. So it's been over a year. And the fact that the state doesn't yet have a restitution amount, I just want the court to consider that with regards to waiting 30 more days since it's been pending for a year. It's been pending for a year. Other than that, Your Honor, she is ready to go ahead with her plea, with her plea.
Okay, in this case, let me just address that, Ms. Falk, before I would consider that request, Ms. Adams, but in this particular case, I am going to leave that restitution open for 30 days to allow Ms. Raff to get any information that she might have to Ms. Falk. I mean, there has been some delay in this case because of the pandemic, I believe, and because of maybe some other reasons. So I don't think 30 days is excessive. And given that your client is apparently going to plead guilty to these charges and admits that she did what is alleged, then I'm going to give Ms. Raff the opportunity to get the information to Ms. Falk. If she does not get it to Ms. Falk within the next 30 days, then there will be no restitution. So I don't think 30 days is excessive. I apologize, Ms. Falk. Anything further?
No, Your Honor. I was just cautioning the defense against trying to renegotiate a negotiated plea in the middle of the plea. The state will, if this continues, be revoking our offers if we're going to continue to renegotiate the plea after it's been accepted. Ms. Raff, if you could please turn any restitution in. Again, you heard the court within the next 30 days. So please don't wait till the last minute. You need that information to pass on to the court.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything further, Ms. Adams?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Jordan, is my understanding that in case 23 CR 0065554E, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Ms. Jordan, let me just make it clear to you, because I don't want you to violate your probation. You can have absolutely no contact with Ms. Raft, and you have to stay away from her residence. If the court finds out that you've had any contact, and no contact means absolutely no contact, no phone contact, no personal contact, no contact whatsoever, then the probation will be could possibly be revoked. You can also not have any not go to her residence whatsoever. Okay, you have a question for Ms. Adams? Ms. Adams, she has a question. You have a right to remain silent, Ms. Jordan. Anything you say can be used against you. If you have a question regarding the terms of the probation, I'm happy to see if Ms. Adams can answer that for you. If you have anything to do with the facts, then I'm sure that she would advise you that you need to speak with her regarding that. Ms. Adams?
Is it with regards to the facts of the case, Ms. Jordan?
Yes.
Okay.
It applied to the time.
Wait. Because it regards the facts and this is an open forum, it's recorded. For your own protection, I just advise that you don't ask the question and I can see you later and then we can talk about it in private, okay?
No, ma'am, it applied to the terms. I'm sorry. To the stay away order.
Oh, to the stay away order?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's your question?
Do that apply with her son? Because that's who been taking care of me while I've been incarcerated. And we still currently in a relationship.
Okay, well, this applies to Ms. Raft, is what the plea agreement goes to. And if the son, you cannot have any, I don't have any jurisdiction over the son as far as that goes, but you can not have any contact with Ms. Raft or her residence.
Thank you.
Ms. Raft?
Yes, sir. See, that's what I'm talking about, the aggression she has.
Well, you're gonna have to let. Okay, you're gonna have to let your son deal with her and that situation.
He don't resides with me, so I don't care what he does. But that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. The young lady, she just don't have no regards. I don't care. She's trying to let me know that her and my son are still dealing, which is their business. I don't care nothing about that. I'm talking about me and my place of residency and the rest of my family.
Okay, and so you heard the order of the court. So good luck to all of you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Who do we have next?
We are on 4 South. We have position number 17.
Okay. I have that position 17 is being reset. Is that not the case?
Yes, Your Honor. We requested a 1-week reset, and I'm seeing the PD announcement is that they've agreed with that. There are 2 additional open cases that we need to have added to the calendar to address as a global resolution.
Okay, and when would you all like this reset until?
1 week is fine. I just wanted to go over all of the cases and give a global rec.
I think that's for the best. So 11-9.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. So Mr. Smith, we will see you back next Thursday so that you can deal with all of the cases that you have pending all at one time, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Next, we have courtroom 2, Your Honor, position number 8, Mr. Grinnell.
This is going to be an arraignment and a bond hearing?
One moment, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, Ms. Adams, you asked for a minute? Is that?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I heard you right. So just let me know when you're ready to proceed.
Yes, give me one moment, please. All right, Your Honor, Mr. Grinnell is going to be a bond request.
And an arraignment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Grinnell. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, I do. Good morning, you also.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Grinnell. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Do.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Mr. Grinnell, you've been charged in case 23 CR 006438G with battery. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead, Mr. Grinnell? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. What's the current bond for the battery?
2,000, Your Honor.
2,000?
Yes.
And the history, Ms. Roberts?
He has 5 cycles, 4 out of South Carolina, 1 out of North Carolina. He has a conviction for unlawful carrying of a weapon in 2018 out of South Carolina, a 2014 conviction out of South Carolina for shoplifting. He has an arrest from November of 2022 for malicious injury to personal property out of South Carolina. That appears to be open. There's no disposition. And then an arrest from July of 2022 out of North Carolina for simple assault, assault on a female, interference with emergency communication, and injury to personal property. Also no disposition, so that case may be open. And nothing further.
Thank you. Mr. Pierre Thomas?
And Your Honor, we also have a 2023 terroristic threats and acts out of DeKalb arrest. But the facts of this case, Your Honor, is that on October 17, 2023, the officers responded to Emory University Hospital Midtown, that address location being 550 Peachtree Street, Northeast Atlanta, Georgia, and Fulton County, Georgia, in reference to a nurse assaulted by a patient at the hospital. The victim, Nurse Christy Chang, stated that her patient, the defendant, was prohibited from eating or drinking due to a medical condition. The nurse entered the defendant's room to administer his medication, and she noticed that the defendant was attempting to eat a prohibited food item. The nurse Chang informed the defendant about the food restriction and attempted to remove the prohibited food item from the defendant's bed, to which the defendant became violent and forcibly grabbed her by her jacket, slammed her against the wall, slammed her to the ground, causing injuries to her right knee, left rib cage, back, and a cut on her right index finger. Nurse Chang's injuries required her to be examined at the emergency room. Your Honor, our office has been able to get in contact with Nurse Chang, the victim, who advised that she sustained a laceration to her finger and various cuts and bruises. She confirmed the statements that were in the warrant, and she stated that this was not the first time that he became physically violent with her. She states that she prefers to have no contact with the victim, but understands, given the incident location, that it's a hospital, that may be a thing. But the recommendation from the state, Your Honor, is that for the bond to remain as is, and if at this time we could sound for Ms. Christy Chang in accordance with Marcy's law, that'd be greatly appreciated.
If Ms. Chang is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Does not appear so, Mr. Pierre Thomas. Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Grinnell is originally from North Carolina. His father lives in Texas. I actually spoke with his father last night and this morning. Mr. Grinnell does have some medical issues that we can't discuss right now in open court, but he does have family here in Georgia. Our social worker is also here and intends on speaking with him with regards to because he was traveling between South Carolina and he was actually on his way to, North Carolina and Florida, and he ran out of money while here. He felt ill, and that's how he ended up at the hospital. Judge, he denies the allegations, and because he ran out of money, the bond that he has set for him, the bond that the court has set for him is virtually like a no bond. He has been incarcerated for about 14 days. And so with that, Your Honor, we are requesting a signature bond for him. And also too, again, we're not having our social worker speak with him so we can try to give him some additional assistance.
So he's not from the Atlanta area. Where is his family from?
North Carolina, and his father lives in Texas. So he does have family. He does have family that lives here in Georgia. So he does have some family support.
What's going to happen to him once he gets out of custody?
I spoke with his father. Getting him to Texas may be too much of a challenge. And so what we're trying to do with regards to our social worker, we want to try to see if we can get him into a program. I'm not quite sure which one yet. But his father and I did speak, and his father did mention Gateway programs.
Okay, I'd feel more comfortable if you got him into a program first, because if I let him out today and he's not in a program, then he just goes back out onto the street, and it appears to me that he might need some type of assistance. So if you do get the social worker to get him placed, Ms. Adams, I'm happy to revisit the bond and release him at that point in time. But I'd rather have something put in place before I lower the bond.
Okay, well, in that case, Your Honor, would you mind resetting him until next week on Thursday, just to give social worker an opportunity to try to get some things moving?
Yes, I'm happy to do that, just to let you know that you can let the judge that is present on next Thursday know what my order would have been, because I won't be on the calendar next Thursday, but I'm happy to reset him so that you can get him a place to reside.
Thank you. Very
Okay. So we'll reset Mr. Grinnell until 11/9. All right, we'll see you back next week, Mr. Grinnell.
We have next position 3, 4, and 5, Ms. LaToya Dixon.
What are we doing with Ms. Dixon today?
Yes, Your Honor, with regards to Ms. Dixon, she had 3 positions on the calendar. On position number, 1 will be a plea and 1 will be a bond hearing. Position number 3 will be a bond request. Position number 4 will be a plea.
Okay, let me arraign her first on position number 3, and then we'll take the plea on position 4. Good morning, Ms. Dixon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Dixon, you've been charged in case 21 CR 004368F with simple battery family violence. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead, Ms. Dixon? Guilty or not guilty?
This is
Just to be honest with you.
This is the criminal trespass.
No, this is a simple battery family violence.
Okay.
I'm not guilty on that case. I'm not guilty on that one.
Okay, all right. So we will return the case to the division judge, Ms. Dixon, and you'll get notification of your next hearing date on position number 3, the simple battery family violence. As far as
I go ahead and take that guilty.
Wait,
I don't care no more. I can go ahead and take that guilty. I don't care no more. Because I've been here too long. I've been here too long. I'll go ahead and take the case.
Okay.
Well,
can I please say, can I please get probation?
Ms. Dixon, please allow the judge to speak.
So compose yourself, Ms. Dixon. I'll give you an opportunity. Just calm down a bit, okay? So I'm going to hear a bond request reduction on that case. Okay, it's my understanding that you plan on pleading guilty to the criminal trespass and giving false name, and it looks like you will be released on that. As opposed, Ms. Adams, aside from these 2 charges, does Ms. Dixon have anything else holding her?
Not to my knowledge, Your Honor.
Okay. So before I take that plea, let me go ahead and consider this bond
I don't
this
have no
bond
money.
modification. Hold on, Ms. Dixon. Let Ms. Adams speak for you, okay? Let me listen to what's going on and I'll get with you. What's her current bond on the simple battery family violence? Anyone?
Your Honor, her current bond on the simple battery family violence, it looks like it's a $2,000 FTA.
Oh, okay. So she FTA'd on this simple battery. Who did she FTA in front of?
One moment, Your Honor. I have it on the other. She FTA'd in front of Judge Richardson. You signed the order, but it's in Judge Richardson's courtroom.
Your Honor, she was on the Orca calendar.
So I can consider this, or I will consider this, since she was on the Orca calendar. So she missed it. She missed one of my Orca calendars. Okay, and Ms. Adams, why did she miss the calendar?
Your Honor, she did not receive the notice for that calendar.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place her back on my Orca calendar. I'm going to reinstate the $2,000. Was it a $2,000 SOB? It was previously a signature bond, correct?
One moment, Your Honor.
I believe it was. I'm gonna double check. Unless the state gets to it before I do.
Yes, Your Honor, it was a $3,500 signature bond through pretrial.
Through pretrial, okay. So I am going to reinstate the $3,500 signature bond through pretrial on that, and we'll get her another date to be on my Orca calendar so that we can deal with this simple battery family violence, okay? Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, so we've dealt with the simple battery family violence. I'm gonna see you back. Listen to me, Ms. Dixon. So I'm gonna see you back on one of my Orca calendars in the near future, okay? I'm gonna give you the opportunity to get out and to come back, but you have to make sure that you have your proper address, and Ms. Adams will facilitate that for us so that you don't miss any notices, okay? I'm gonna give you that. Okay, so I'm going to give you that opportunity, and I'm going to see you back sometime in the near future.
So I go home, right?
What?
One moment.
Okay, so that's not going to be holding you. So let's go on to the next case. This is the position 23 CR 0067227F, where you're accused of criminal trespass and giving false information to law enforcement. It's my understanding that this is going to be a plea. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Pierre Thomas.
Your Honor, the recommendation or the negotiated plea from the state is for the defendant to serve 12 months on probation, to serve 20 days in custody, credit for the 10 days that she's already served. Looks like she was booked in on October 24, 2023, with the balance probated, a stay away from the location of 1805 Washington Road in East Point, Georgia, which is East Point Package Store, and for count 2 to be served concurrent with count 1. And if we can get the defense to stipulate to venue, ID, and factual basis, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Does this need to be balance probated or balance suspended? I don't see any conditions.
I believe I have balance probated, but I don't see any conditions as well, other than the stay away.
Okay, so can we make it balance suspended with the stay away?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Adams?
No objections to that, and we also stipulate for the state's class. We're just ready to move forward with the arraignment, Your Honor.
Okay, so Ms. Dixon, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0067227F, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and giving false information to law enforcement. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, I am.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury? You don't want a jury trial, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay, and you understand you have a right to have a jury trial, but since you're pleading guilty, you're not going to receive a jury trial. You understand that?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead
No.
guilty?
No.
I will accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Dixon. All right, good luck to you. Make sure you show up.
Do I go home?
If you have nothing holding you, and I don't believe that you do, then you will be getting processed out of the jail in the next 24 hours or so, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, Your Honor, for the position 5, the FTA, what are we gonna do with that?
My understanding that the state's gonna null process that, is that correct, Mr. Pierre Thomas?
No, that was associated with the other case. So that was associated with the case you reinstated the bond for.
Okay.
Position 3.
Well, since I reinstated the bond on that matter, do I need to give her a bond on this? Ms. Champion, Mr. Jordan, can someone tell me what I need to do with so that this doesn't hold her?
Usually, Your Honor, since you reinstated that bond, usually the FTA will be dismissed out or null pros for the actual FTA.
That's my understanding as well. That I think it would be lifted automatically, but I defer to the court.
Okay, I just have to make sure that the paperwork is right so that Ms. Dixon's not
Let me just
held in.
Let me double check with Mr. Jordan to make sure.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Champion. And whatever we need to do, we will get that done so it does not hold Ms. Dixon in custody. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you, Ms. Dixon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. I'll see you soon.
Okay.
Who do we have next?
In courtroom 2, this is going to be position number 16, Mr. Rui.
Okay, what are we doing? I had that he was released, but I take it he's not.
Your Honor, yes, he's got this orange uniform on. I think they simply outsourced him to Cobb, and I was told he was released. So we talked today, this morning, Your Honor. The state has announced that they believe that this theft by receiving is a portion of a different felony case. And I think that may well be the case. I've looked at a couple of affidavits, I've looked at some police report matters, and I've explained to Mr. Rui that normally the state would investigate that, find out if this is going to be all one felony or if it's a split situation with a factual pattern. Your Honor, if it is all part of a felony, he's already spoken to his felony attorney. They're trying to get him into drug court. I think that'd be super, but that's irrelevant to our proceedings today, and I won't go into detail. But he understands the situation, and he'll stay tuned, and we know where he is now.
So what are we doing with him this morning?
I think the state's requesting a reset, probably.
And Your Honor, actually, we're requesting that Your Honor sign a transfer order. We do not have venue over this case. This incident, just to give Your Honor some background, on September 18th of 2023, this defendant was observed by officers wearing the same clothing from a bolo in regards to the defendant breaking into restaurant establishments in Alpharetta and other metro Atlanta cities. On his person, when he was placed into custody, a tablet was located, an electronic tablet. The manager over at, let's see, La Abuela restaurant, at 4055 Old Milton Parkway, Suite 9, was contacted. Her name is Elizabeth Betancourt. She was shown the visual. She visually confirmed that the tablet in the defendant's possession belonged to that restaurant. This is connected to an incident 2 days before where the tablet, as well as some tip jar and $50 in cash, was stolen from La Abuela restaurant when allegedly the defendant threw a rock through the front door glass and took the tip jar and 2 tablets. So at this point, the state doesn't have venue because it sets up a double jeopardy issue. The property that was stolen, that is the subject of the theft, is the property from the burglary, which is currently pending in the DA's office. And so for that reason, we are going to ask Your Honor to sign a transfer order to that effect so we can have that charge sent upstairs.
And our response is, we understand.
And he is currently in custody on the burglaries, which is why I think I was surprised when it said released, because we showed him in custody on several burglary charges right now.
Okay, so since everyone's in agreement, if you'll get me that transfer order, I will get it signed.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Be fine.
And as far as Ms. Dixon goes, I've been informed that we need to have a null pros for that FTA, and we will see her back on the ORCID calendar to proceed with her case. Mr. Pierre Thomas.
Your Honor, my understanding is the court can lift that bench warrant. I will say the state is declining to file a null pros on that bench warrant, but the court can obviously decline the bench warrant, and then Ms. Dixon will be released at that point. That has been happened in every other courtroom appearance I've been here on, but we do not normally do a null pros on a FTA unless it is part of a plea negotiation.
Okay. Whatever I need to do, Ms. Champion, if you will have Mr. Jordan contact me so that I can figure out what I need to do to lift that FTA. I want to make sure I get that done so it does not hold her in custody.
Okay, Judge, Ms. Champion is speaking with Mr. Jordan right now.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Grace. All right, who do we have next?
This is going to be position number 19, Mr. Quintavious Williams.
Your Honor, this is one where we need to speak with the state on the telephone before we move forward.
Okay. So
that's fine. If you could give me the phone number that you need me to reach out to.
2-2392.
2-2392.
Right.
Okay.
If you would delay about 2 minutes, his grandmother's on that phone right now to speak to me, and I will, if you could wait about 120 seconds.
Sure.
Courtroom 2.
Okay, so while we accomplish that, I'm going to take a 5-minute break. To give you all the opportunity to speak. Court will be in recess for 5 minutes.
There we go. Thank you. Your Honor,
Yes,
couple of announcements.
okay.
I have not yet heard from Mr. Outlaw. I believe, is that 15?
Yeah, okay, so they haven't located him?
No, I haven't heard from his felony lawyer. This case,
Okay.
our case is not on the calendar and he has a felony case. I haven't spoken to that felony lawyer yet, though I've left a message. I'd like to reset that a week.
Okay, we'll reset position number 10, Mr. Outlaw, until 11/9.
Yeah, I think it's number 15 on the calendar.
Yes,
Your Honor, on Mr. Williams, 19,
yes.
it turns out that he is a first offender probationer. Our case is not a misdemeanor. We have no jurisdiction.
Okay, let's see, Ms. Falk?
Yeah, she was just telling me about that.
Okay.
And his grandmother is on the Zoom link and she can drop off and I'll call her after court and explain to her what's going on.
Okay, so as soon as we get Ms. Falk back on the line, we will address Mr. Williams. Is there anyone, so is there no one else in courtroom 2 that we can handle?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No one else in courtroom 2 that we can handle?
No, we only have a competency left, Your Honor.
Okay, that's fine. And what about at ACDC?
Yes, Your Honor, I have position 6, Ms. Duval.
Okay, and before I get there, Ms. Falk, I've been told that Mr. Williams' position number 19 is not a misdemeanor case.
That is correct, Your Honor. We determined that the defendant was currently on felony probation under case number, I believe it was 22 SC. Ooh, let me pull that back up. It was a 22 SC felony probation where he was sentenced under first offender in April of this year and was found in possession of the weapon in October of this year. So I did reach out to Mr. Hutcherson from the DA's office. I have not received his response yet, but I have no reason to believe he would not accept it, being that we don't have venue because it is possession of a firearm by a first offender probationer.
Okay, so that will be transferred to the, so once you find out if you have a transfer order, I will get that signed.
Right, and I have sent 2 transfer orders over, one yesterday and then one today. Today's was O'Hara. It was from a previous calendar where Mr. Hutcherson did accept that. And then the one from yesterday was a transfer order that had not been signed. It was on our calendar today, and it was Nicholas Neal. We had already had the order, asked for it to be signed. It did not, for some reason, it just kind of slipped through the cracks. So I resent that order. I just want to make sure Your Honor gets it and signs it.
Okay. So if you get them to Ms. Champion, she'll get it to me with the other orders. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see. Tell me again, I'm sorry, Officer Milton, who do we have at ACDC? Ma'am, can you hear me? Ma'am, right?
Me?
Yes, yes, what's your
I'm
name?
sorry, I thought you said officer. My name is Larry Nisha Duval. How are you?
Okay. I'm fine. I hope you're well as well.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Duval is position,
Yeah, I believe the calendar says that that's the conflict, Ms. McLeod's client.
yes, it is. We don't have your counsel with us at the moment. So we will have to hold until Ms. McLeod comes on with us. Is there someone else we can take there, Officer Milton?
Ms. McLeod is not on yet.
No, she's not.
So you still need Ms. Duval?
Right, we don't have,
Don't go yet.
Ms. McLeod is the attorney representing, and she's not with us as of yet.
Oh, for Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Is there anyone else that we can take at ACDC?
These are the only two that I have left on the calendar.
Okay, so we'll have to hold for Ms. McLeod's announcement. Let's see. Given that we don't have anyone else that we can take at the moment, can we go ahead and, I don't know if Mr. Howard's on, go ahead and do the competency calendar?
Your Honor, I don't see Mr. Howard here,
Right.
but let me reach out to him and message him and see if he can pop in.
He's in the
Thank you.
courtroom.
Oh,
Yeah, they do. Thank you. He's gonna log on. Yeah, he'll be right on. He's finishing up the thing here.
Okay, it looks like we have someone coming on in medical. Who do we have at medical?
Medical unmute.
You're on mute there.
I'm sorry, this is position number 7, Curtis Epps.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'll note to that Mr. Epps is here. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so this is going to be an arraignment.
On the right-hand corner.
Ms. Adams, this is position number 7. Mr. Epps, is this going to be an arraignment and the bond hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Epps. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Do you swear affirm that, if you can keep your right hand raised for me, do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Mr. Epps, you've been charged in case 23 CR 006377D with abandonment of dependent child. He can't pay the purge amount on this?
So, Your Honor, the issue here is that on August 30th, largely filed the taxes and almost, I believe it was $9,986 was taken and applied to his child support, which should cover a majority of the child support that he owes. So with regards to that, Your Honor, we don't believe that there actually is a purge amount because the warrant was filed a year ago and then the money was just taken out this August.
And Your Honor, the state has requested the paperwork twice, but we don't have it.
So I spoke with, if I may, Your Honor, I have spoken with Chastity Jenkins, the mother of his child. She forwarded over some information. I keep trying to send it to the state, and I'm still trying to do it right now. That shows that she did in fact use that money.
Okay, well, if you get that to Mr. Pierre Thomas and he does not owe any amount, then we'll be done with the matter.
Yes, Your Honor. So if we can just come back to it, Your Honor, so I can try to make sure he's getting it, because I did try sending it to Ms. Faulkner, but for whatever reason, she hasn't received.
Okay, all right, so I'm happy to hold and let them receive the paperwork. We'll be with you, Mr. Epps. Ms. McLeod, are you with me?
Here.
Yes, good morning, Ms. McLeod. Thank you. Let's see. Let's start with you. I know that you have 2 cases. The first is at ACDC, and you also have one, I know, on the probation revocation calendar. If we can bring Ms. Duval back up.
Duval, have a seat here, please.
What are we doing with Ms. Duval this morning? Ms. McLeod?
I haven't had a chance to speak with her yet, Your Honor. I thought it was my other client who was at ACDC.
Okay, so if we can get Ms. McLeod to, we can either, do you want us to just place you into a breakout room? Or do
That
you
would
wanna
be great,
call?
Your Honor. Yes.
Okay, let's place ACDC and Ms. McLeod in a breakout room so they can discuss the matter. Do you have everything that you need from the state before you go into the breakout room?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you want to put the recommendation on the record?
I'd like to hear it, Your Honor. Yes.
Yes, sure. I can put the recommendation on the record. Your Honor, the recommendation from the state is for the defendant to serve 12 months probation, to serve 45 days in custody, credit for the 14 days that she served in custody, it looks like from October 20th of this year, to stay away from the 1990 Allison Court Unit A03 location, and to have no further contact with Shanette Duval, no firearms, the completion of a family violence intervention program, the completion of MMHC or an MMHC referral, I'm sorry, and on count 2 with separate victim to be concurrent with count 1, but because it's separate victim, and no further contact with Darnell Gibbs, which my understanding is that's her stepfather and her mother.
Okay, did you get that, Ms. McLeod?
I did, Your Honor. I was just writing it down.
Okay, very good. So if we can place Ms. McLeod and ACDC into a breakout room, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Pierre Thomas, just a moment. It sounds like you want her to spend an additional 2 weeks in jail. My math is not very good.
It appears to be so. It appears if we're doing the time for time at the jail, it appears to be so.
Okay. Thank you.
So are you ready, Ms. McLeod?
To go in the breakout room? Yes, I am.
No, it's yes, it is. Sorry. I was redoing the math. And PD Adams, I've submitted the my email address for you.
I'm sorry.
I've submitted my email address in the chat for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Right. Yeah, y'all talk amongst yourselves. Just try. Just give it a shot. See if it works. Great.
Let's see, who do we now have in the medical?
I have position number 15, Outlaw, Jordan Outlaw.
Okay. Let's see, Mr. Outlaw's case is going to be reset 1 week until November 9th. Okay, so we'll see Mr. Outlaw back next week. Okay. All right. Thank you.
And then we have position number 18, Sebastian Smith.
Okay,
We were also
Let's-
told that that was a release. When we attempted to visit yesterday, we got a return slip from the jail staff saying that was a release. Is that not correct? Is that him?
is this Sebastian Smith? Medical? So this is Sebastian Smith. Apparently council was told that Mr. Smith was released. Can we get you to speak with them, Mr. McLean, or
Yes,
how would you like to proceed?
If medical can call extension 2-2392, that would be great.
Hold on one second.
Council needs to speak with Mr. Smith this morning. Can we arrange that?
Judge, can we just do a breakout session? Medical, there's no phone in this area where we at.
Well, that's fine with me, Mr. McLean. Can you speak to him now?
Yes, Your Honor, there's nobody in the courtroom but us.
You could, okay. I was gonna say you can come over here, Mike, or do it there, whichever. If no one else is in the courtroom,
I
you can do it there.
I think I would prefer to do it on the laptop. I'll run into a section on the other office. If you want to do a breakout to Samantha Adams' laptop, that'll work.
Let's say do a breakout and add something. Let's say do a breakout and add something.
Okay, they're gonna do a breakout with Miss Adams's laptop. So
And medical, correct, Judge?
yes, and medical.
Okay.
Thank you. It looks as though everyone's occupied right now. Would now be a good time to see if we can complete the competency calendar while we wait on everyone else?
State's ready.
Yeah, yes, Judge, we can do that.
Okay, so let's see, Miss Grace, if you can place Miss Falk, Mr. Howard, Miss Burgess, myself, anyone else need to go into the breakout room? And
Yeah, I would like to go as well.
and Mr. Pierre Thomas into the breakout room so that we can finish or complete the competency calendar.
Okay, Judge.
Thank you.
No, you'll see it up there.
Automatic email address thing anyway.
This is the second, okay, this time
You're on?
it's on, it was on mute.
Okay.
Again,
Is April on?
I think they're in,
Mr. McLean, this is Miss Grace. They're in the breakout discussing the competency calendar.
Okay, very cool. When they get out of there, Mr. Sebastian Smith is a negotiated plea.
Okay, we'll let them know.
Thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm okay.
Okay, good to see you. All right.
Okay, let's see where we are. So tell me who we have in medical again.
Yeah, we have Sebastian Smith in our medical.
Okay, thank you. And did you have an opportunity to speak with him? Mr. McLeod? Mr. McLean, excuse me, did you have an opportunity to speak with him?
Were you speaking to me, Your Honor? I didn't.
No, I'm sorry, Ms. McLeod.
Yes, Your Honor, I was on mute. I had announced that after we spoke, he's a negotiated plea. It's a rather simple case.
Okay, so let's go ahead and take up position 18, Mr. Smith. Let's see. Yes, good morning again, Mr. Smith. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is 12 months probation, serve 30 days, credit for time served for 15 days. That's from October 19th, 2023. Stay away from 2144 Sullivan Road, College Park, Georgia. No contact with Sebastian Smith. On count 2, the willful obstruction, the state is asking for 12 months probation concurrent to count one, and that to be run on the balance of all of this to be probated. And we are also additionally asking for a $300 fine.
What was the obstruction?
The obstruction, Your Honor, let me just.
I can interject. It was misspelling his name for the officer. There wouldn't be a stay away from Sebastian Smith if there wasn't anybody involved. He was pulling on car door handles. That's why he was arrested.
Hold on just a second. Let me just go back to the report on this because I do believe there was a person involved who called it in. Yep, it's Sebastian Smith. he was the person. Let's see. Sorry, hold on. Okay, so yeah, there would not be a no contact with Sebastian Smith as that is the defendant. I think it was just a typo on the part of myself. We would say, I believe the person we were asking that he stay away from was Mr. Hansen of Routes Car Rental, who's the owner of that location. So we are asking that he stay away from Mr. Hansen, and his first name is Michael Hansen. So we just mixed up our individual in the stay away. So Michael Hansen is the individual we are asking for the stay away from. As far as the obstruction is concerned, and let me just double check on that, Your Honor. I know you asked about that to make sure. And that is correct. He failed to provide the correct spelling of his name.
Okay.
So he can stipulates to all necessary elements, Your Honor, and he can stay away from Michael Hansen. He can stay away from Routes Car Rental at the Sullivan address.
Okay. Do you need my attention, Judge Long?
I'm sorry for the interruption. Very briefly, I have a gentleman who showed up in courtroom G33. He has a 11 o'clock inquiry notice before you. I'm just wondering if I can go ahead and reset his case on one of the ORCA calendars. And if I give you the case number 23CR5307H.
That's fine with me, Judge Law. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank
Sorry.
you. Have a good day. No problem. Thank you. Anything further, Mr. McClain?
Nothing, Your Honor. I would ask the court, if it doesn't break the idea of negotiated plea, I would ask the court to consider turning his probation into non-reporting or even terminating it after he pays the $300 fine.
State doesn't object to non-reporting.
What is his history?
He says medium, but the clerk can read it out. I always ask him medium or bad or something descriptive.
Your Honor, just looking at the history really quickly, it is 13 cycles, theft by shoplifting, simple battery. There was a previous entering auto that was then null-prossed, criminal trespass, willful obstruction, theft by taking again, criminal trespass, theft by shoplifting, criminal trespass, possession of cocaine. That was in September of this year that he's currently that is open, and then willful obstruction on October 18th of this year. So there has been some previous instances that would give the rise to concern that there's a theft history here and a likelihood of reoffense.
Does he have a place to reside?
I didn't get that far into his personal life, Your Honor, but he could directly respond to that without a problem, I'm sure. Mr. Smith, you're on mute. Do you have
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you have a stable residence? Do you have a stable residence, Mr. Smith? Do you have a place you can live?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
And is he going to be able to pay the fine, or would he rather do community service?
He was up front and said he could get a job and pay the fine. Is that correct, Mr. Smith?
I can. Welcome into service.
Do you think the community service would make more sense because it's hard to raise that much money?
Excuse me?
Do you think it would make more sense for you to do 30 hours of community work instead? Because it's hard to raise
Yes,
that much money?
yes.
Okay, I'll allow him to do 30 hours of community service instead of having to pay a fine.
Thank you.
Okay? All right, so Mr. Smith, it's my understanding, if nothing further, Mr. McLean, I'll take the plea.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm gonna have to get with him after court to get, because we had him as down as released. I didn't interview him yesterday. I'll get with him after court to get that stable address so I can send it in as his contact info.
Okay,
And we would, I'm sorry, Your Honor, didn't mean to interrupt. We just asked to stipulate to the venue factual basis on ID.
We do so stipulate.
okay. Mr. Smith, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 006433D, you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling and willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
I am.
You understand you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I will accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Smith will convert the $300 fine into 30 hours of community service. I'm going to have your probation go non-reporting once you complete the community service. So the sooner you get that done, the sooner you're not going to be on reporting probation, and the sooner you're not going to have to pay those fees, okay? So,
Yes, Your Honor.
so if you'll go ahead and get that community service done, then you won't have to report to probation, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir.
Smith, I'll come see you later to interview you briefly.
Okay, who do we have next? Who do we have at the Marietta Annex?
We have Anthony Bills.
Your Honor, the Anthony Bills positions 1 and 2 on the calendar.
Okay, on the probation calendar, thank you. Let's see. Good morning, Mr. Bills. I'm Judge Eric Mara. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Let's see. Yes, Officer Harris.
Your Honor, Mr. Bills
Yes.
was sentenced on November the 10th of last year to complete a shoplifting course. He had a prior hearing with Judge Edie on September the 19th of this year. He did not appear to that court hearing. He has 27 days remaining on probation. Probation recommendation to give him credit for time served so we can close this case.
Any objection?
There's no objection, Your Honor. I just want to state the reason why I missed those probation appointments is because he was actually incarcerated at Washington State Prison at the time.
Okay. Time served. Good luck to you, Mr. Bills.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You do the same. Who do we have next?
Back in medical, we have position number 7, Mr. Epps.
Okay.
And have you had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Epps?
I have, Your Honor. That's the
Right, the purge amount?
Yes, Your Honor. I sent the documentation over to the state. I was just waiting to hear back from them.
Have you had a chance to review that, Mr. Pierre Thomas? You on mute.
Yes, Your Honor. It looks like the amount was paid on October 9, 2023, so the state is satisfied.
Okay, so the purge amount has been paid. He'll be released. Good luck to you, Mr. Epps.
And just for the record, we'll no cross the case.
Okay. Your case has been dismissed, Mr. Epp.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Who do we have next?
Somebody else can go. I have to go to 3 North and grab a couple other people.
Okay, thank you. Officer Milton, are you with me at ACDC?
I'm not sure about David. I haven't
Your Honor, while we're waiting, I did send Your Honor an email about Miss Duval's case.
Okay.
She has been approved to be accepted. They are currently trying to find placement in housing. So once that is done, she will be accepted. We are asking for a 1-week continuance to November 9th, which would allow her to be enrolled in the program.
Any objection, Ms. McLeod?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, so Ms. Duval, position number 6, we will reset until 11/9, pending acceptance into mental health court. Okay, thank you, Ms. Falk. And would someone mind calling ACDC to see if Officer Milton is with us?
I don't know. Yes, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna come. If they call you, yes, so they can call you. You know,
Mr. McLean, Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who's going to represent Mr. Jermaine Warner on the bench warrant calendar today?
He does not qualify, Your Honor. He'll be representing himself. Unless that was what's his case number?
23 CR 005307H.
Is that what Judge Law called in? 07H, it sounds familiar.
Yes, that was the case that Judge Law logged on about.
Oh, okay. And he was in the courtroom?
Yes,
And
sir.
so that's been reset.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Ms. Champion.
She's trying to not let me go to court. She said she didn't go to court.
And Your Honor, when was Mr. Warner's case reset to?
Ms. Champion, do we know what that reset date was?
What's the position number? I'm sorry.
He was on the bench warrant calendar.
She just said she was going to reset it to the Orca calendar. She didn't give a date.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your Honor,
Yes,
what about Ms. McLeod's clients?
we're ready. We've been waiting on you, Officer Milton.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Your Honor, but they've been sitting here, both of them. She already spoken to both of them.
Okay, so if you'll bring, is Ms. Rogers there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Bring Ms. Rogers up. Ms. Rogers is on the probation calendar. Yes, good morning again, Ms. Rogers. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Who's representing Ms. Rogers? Is
I
that
am, Your Honor.
Oh, yes, Ms. McLeod. Yes, Officer Harris.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Rogers was sentenced to probation on March the 23rd of this year to 12 months to complete a drug and alcohol evaluation and 40 hours of community service. As of today, Ms. Rogers has not reported to our office. She has 6 months, 3 days remaining probation recommendations to continue her on probation and to start the community service within 2 weeks upon her release and to complete the evaluation within 30 days.
What's the problem, Ms. McLeod?
Well, she's in jail, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. She's been in custody.
That is correct, Your Honor. The past months.
So I'll restate, Ms. Rogers, I'll restate you on probation, but you have to make sure that, go ahead and knock this out, get the, start getting that community service done and that drug evaluation so you can be done with this, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll reinstate you, Ms. Rogers. Good luck to you.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Add on position number 2, Mr. Michael Tuggle.
All right. That concludes my business, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, Officer Harris. Have a good day. If you get the paperwork to me, I'll get it signed and back to you.
Yes, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You the same. Thank you.
I was unaware that Mr. Tuggle was on. I represented him at his bond hearing.
Okay. So are you representing him today, Ms. McLeod?
I should be, Your Honor, since I represented him at the bond hearing there.
Okay. I have down that this is going to be a plea today. Is that, have you spoken?
I have not spoken to him, but apparently someone did. But if they want to let me know what the terms are, if he agreed to it, I guess. But I have not spoken to him.
Okay, Ms. Adams, Mr. McLean, have you all spoken with Mr. Tuggle? You are mute.
Just about placement stuff, Your Honor, because of the nature of it, but it sounds appropriate for Mrs. McLeod to go ahead and continue.
Well, she can't continue because she's gonna have to speak with him, so I'm gonna have to place her into a breakout room. I was just wondering if you all had already spoken with him and could shed some light on what he wanted to do today.
Right.
Hold on just a second, Your Honor.
Your Honor, before Attorney McLeod going to break up, can we do Ms. Duval?
Mr. Duval case is going to be reset for 1 week until
Okay.
November 9th, so we can check on placement for her. So we'll see you back in 1 week, Mr. Duval.
A placement,
I think she needs a little bit of explanation, Your Honor.
Okay, it's my understanding that you are pending acceptance into the mental health court, Ms. Duval. It's my understanding also that we're trying to get placement for you. As such, we're having to reset you until we make sure that you have gotten the acceptance and the placement. So that's why the case is it's being reset.
Well, if
We
I'm
need a
doing,
place for you to live, Ms. Duval. They're trying to find a place for you to live that's appropriate.
yes, I know that you're trying to find a place for me to live that's appropriate. I recently said that I have a place to stay. I have belongings. I have a sister, and currently she just moved there, and she just had her baby. She stays in Fairburn, but I don't have her current address in my cause it's if I was to text and call her, everything's in my cell phone.
Yeah, but we're trying to find you a place to live.
I have a place to live. So how does that go if I already have a place to live?
Ms. McLeod, instead of discussing this on YouTube, would you mind discussing this with her?
Not at all.
Privately. Ms. McLeod's going to call you privately, Ms. Duval, and speak with you regarding these matters. Okay, but we will see you back next week.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, she's already scheduled for mental health court for next week.
For next Thursday.
Next Thursday. Ms. Strong just informed me.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
May I be
Okay.
excused, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you, Officer Milton.
Thank you.
So can we place Ms. McLeod, I guess, into breakout room with medical so she can discuss Mr. Tuttle's case with him?
Okay.
Do you have the information?
I do not, Your Honor.
Your
Ms.
Honor,
Falk?
if right before they do the breakout, if they'll wait about 2 minutes to do the breakout, I can download to Ms. McLeod by conversation the information she needs.
Yes.
And I've got the 22392 chat number in chat. I chatted to her the number to call over here at the desk. I'm sure she knows it.
Okay.
Yeah, 612-2392. Give me a call and I'll bring you right up to speed on them.
And Your
Okay.
Honor, I put the recommendation in the chat for Ms. McLeod so that
Yes,
she
I
knows
see
what
it.
the offer is on Mr. Tuttle.
I can see it. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Falk.
I forgot one more, Your
Yes.
Honor.
And who do we have?
Danita Walker, she needs to go into a breakout with Attorney Howard.
Okay, yes. So if we can put Mr. Howard and ACDC into a breakout room.
Okay.
Your Honor, just to check on the status of one person, Van McClendon, did I miss that one? Did we address that one yet? It was on the
No.
action calendar position.
He's here, we got him.
Just yet, Ms. Falk.
Okay, I was just hoping maybe we could address that while we were waiting for Ms. McLeod to speak to her client.
Okay, and where is Mr. McClendon?
Here's the medical, Your Honor.
Hold
Is
on,
this-
come, Your Honor. Let me give it. Hold on.
Got a couple? There you go.
And this is going to be a negotiated plea, Ms. Adams?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good morning, Mr.
Position number one.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. McClendon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
Can you,
sir.
good morning, Mr. McClendon. Can you raise your right hand for me? Medical, you're gonna have to unmute for me. Can you raise your right hand for me, Mr. McClendon? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. And Ms. Adams, you've had an opportunity to speak with and evaluate Mr. McClendon, and you are representing that you're ready to go forward, or he's ready to go forward with this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Falk.
Yes, Your Honor. State's recommendation is 12 months, served 52 days, credit for time served 26 days. That's going to be from October 6th of 2023 to today. I just want to point out for the court that the defendant was in detention in municipal court from October 6th to October 19th. So although his jail record says he was booked October 19th, he was actually booked in municipal court on October 6th and transferred to the jail on October 19th. So I wanted to make sure he gets all the credit for the time he'd served. The balance will be probated. We are asking for a $500 fine, anti-theft course, stay away from the Macy's at 3393 Peachtree Road Northeast, and 40 hours of community service. State would ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification.
Defense will stipulate.
Yes, Ms. Adams, anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. McClendon, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 006473F, you wish to plead guilty to theft by shoplifting. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, you, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes. You almost like a medical sir, they have me, you understand?
Mr. McClendon, if you don't mind, can you just answer only the questions that the judge is
Yes,
asking?
ma'am, I'm sorry, but I'm upset. I've been here for, I've been here for a minute.
I understand.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Once you complete the terms of the plea, the probation will go non-reporting. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't have to report to probation, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. McClendon.
Oh, wait, I don't understand what's going on. Am I out of here? When do I get out of here?
So,
no, hey, when do I get out of here?
Mr. McClendon, the jail,
I don't understand what's going on here.
Mr. McClendon, I'm trying to answer your question.
Okay.
If you don't have anything else holding you, you should be getting processed out today, okay?
About what time?
That just depends on the jail.
7:33 p.m. Sometime today, right?
7:30?
7:30 p.m.
Yeah, there's no set time, but it will be today, okay?
Okay. Thank you, baby girl. Thank you, baby girl.
Have a good day, sir.
You too, sir, my brother.
Let's see, position number 9, Brandon Henderson. What are we doing with Mr. Henderson today?
Your Honor, I'm Brandon Henderson. We did reach out to the DA's office. I spoke with Mr. Kevin Majeski, who's the deputy over the case intake unit. He is evaluating that case. It was originally transferred down to us from the DA's office. However, There was no reason provided, no information provided, and this included the death of one individual and the severe injuries to other individuals. And so for that reason, the DA's office is reevaluating their decision on sending that case down to us, and will let me know once they have all of the details on that case. Currently, we don't even have blood test results or any other results to help us determine why the DA's office initially transferred this case.
So you requested a reset?
Sorry, you're going in and out.
Requesting a reset?
Yes, Your Honor, we are requesting a reset. We are going to need at least 2 weeks. He needs more time to actually evaluate why this case was transferred and to make a determination if it even should have been transferred. And just to give Your Honor a little bit more detail, DA Majeski has an extensive background in vehicular homicide cases, and so that's why he is going to go take a look at this one.
So 2 weeks is November 16th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll reset position number 9, Mr. Henderson, till 11/16.
No objection for defense, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Howard.
Yes, Judge, we're ready on Ms. Walker's case, whenever the court's ready.
Okay, and Ms. Walker was on the competency calendar.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, let me just get her case. And this is going to be a negotiated plea?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. I just need to pull up, while you're pulling up that information, I just need to pull up the recommendation we gave initially, which was going to be and is still a time served plea.
Okay, very good. Yes, good morning again, Ms. Walker. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? The other one?
No.
Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Whenever you're ready, Ms. Walker.
Yes, Your Honor. State's recommendation is 12 months served, 60 days. She has actually served 45 days, which for the 2-for-1 credit will be time served from July 27th, 2020 to August 13th, 2020. And then from September 29th, 2023 to October 26th, 2023. The balance will be suspended. We are just making, as a condition of this offense, a no further violent contact with Ms. Constance Quarles, who's her mother.
Mr. Howard?
And Judge, we would ask the court to follow that recommendation, and we do stipulate to a factual basis, venue, and ID.
Okay. Ms. Walker, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 004252B, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is that yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Uh-huh.
Yes?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Mm-mm.
No. Yes or no, Ms. Walker?
No.
Okay. I will accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Walker. Good luck to you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who do we have in medical?
We was waiting on the breakout session with Ms. McLeod and Mr. Tuggle.
Okay. Are you ready for that breakout, Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
Okay. So if we can go ahead and put Ms. McLeod in medical.
And Your Honor, there's one case remaining on the calendar, Quentin McCrary, position 13.
Yes, do we know what we're doing with Mr. McQuarrie today and if he is where he is? Courtroom 2, maybe?
Yes, Your Honor, that's a negotiated plea.
Yes, but where is Mr. McQuarrie going to be today? Do we know?
Physically, I assume because he's not in this room, they must plan to put him on Zoom.
Okay. And medical has not gone into the breakout room or Ms. McLeod.
No, Your Honor.
You with me, Miss Grace?
Yes, medical and Ms. McLeod.
Yes, thank you. Okay, in position 14, that's awaiting my signature on a DEA transfer.
Yes, Your Honor, all the transfer paperwork has been sent both on Nicholas Neal, which is position 14, Mr. Ruhi, which is position 16, and we sent a transfer on Mr. I believe it's O. Henry, which we also sent to Ms. Champion. It was on another calendar.
Yes, I've received them.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Champion, if you can go ahead and send me any paperwork that you have, I can get that signed. Also, given that we have a bit of a break, if we can go ahead and do the go over the calendar. I see a last name is Meadows on the line. Are you in need of the court's attention on a case this morning? Krista Meadows, I see. Are you all in need of my attention? Okay.
Okay, Your Honor, so you want me to go over the calendar?
Yes, if you could,
Okay.
Ms. Champion, thank you.
Position number 1 on the state all-purpose calendar is reset for the notice defendant was released. Position number 2 is reset for the notice with an amended bond of $2,000 signed no bond through the jail. Position number 3 is reset for the notice. The original bond, pretrial bond was reinstated. Position number 4 was a plea. Position number 5 will be a dismissal. Position number 6 is going to be reset SAP 11-9. Position number 7 was a null pros. Position number 8 is reset SAP 11-9. Position number 9 is reset SAP 11-16. Position number 10 is reset SAP 11-9. Position number 11 is reset SAP 11-9. Position number 12 was a plea. Position number 13 we're holding on. Position number 14 is a transfer. Position number 15 is reset SAP 11-9. Position number 16 is a transfer. Position number 17 is reset SAP 11-9 to add with his 2 other cases. Position number 18 was a plea. Position number 19 was a transfer. Position number 1 on the add-on was a plea. Position number 2 on the add-on, we're holding on. In the DV bench warrant calendar is going to be reset further notice to the Orca calendar. Any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Champion. Let's see, is there an announcement, Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor. We are going to ask for a reset. My client wants to enter not guilty plea. Your Honor, he is going to get somewhere to live, and they're working on it right now because he is homeless.
Okay, when would you like this case reset until?
Next available calendar.
Okay, 11-9 next Thursday?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll reset Mr. Tuggle, position number 2 on the add-on calendar until 11-9.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And we have one other one, medical, I'm not sure if he will be with you or not, position 13, Quentin McCreary.
No, sir, we don't have that, person. No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone in courtroom 2? Is there a deputy in courtroom 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
We still need to have position 13, Quentin McCreary. Can we round him up?
He's actually upstairs. I gotta find out what happened.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind doing that for me and letting us know, because he's the last one that that we have on the calendar this morning.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, we will be in recess until we find out about position 13.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Falk, are you with me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. McQuarrie's case, am I reading this right? Is this a year to serve
You're
recommendation?
reading it right. Yes. Mr. McCrary is actually in custody already, serving a sentence on gang charges.
Okay,
And he was
so
sentenced to 2 years.
since we don't seem to have him, I hate to just keep holding everybody on the line. Can we just reset him since he's not going to get out anytime soon anyway, Mr. McLean?
That's fine.
We can, but can we just double check and make sure he didn't get taken to the prison system? I mean, what I don't want is for us to just keep resetting him, because I'm concerned they may pick him up and take him to GDC.
He was here yesterday.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Has he been reset before?
Probably, I think he has.
Yes, but that was the state. We were asking the DA's office to consider it for transfer. So
okay.
One of them was ours, but this one is, he just hasn't been located yet.
So I hate to keep everyone just hanging on the line this morning. So, and given that he's not going to get out of custody, let's reset him 1 week and deal with him on next Thursday, if that's okay with everyone.
Understood.
Okay, all right, very good. So I believe that completes the calendars for this morning. If you all will go ahead and get your paperwork into Ms. Champion, I will get all that signed and back to her. If nothing more, you all have a good rest of your day. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Do the same. Thank you.
Thank you.